stop. Before you even think about clearing that notification from your bank, you need to understand one thing. You are currently in a psychological danger zone. The moment your paycheck hits your account, a silent countdown begins. You have exactly 15 seconds before your logic surrenders to your instincts. I'm not exaggerating. That quarter of a minute is all it takes for your survival instincts to be hijacked by a dopamine hit that tells you to spend money you haven't even touched yet. In those 15 seconds, your brain isn't thinking about your retirement or your debt. It's calculating how many times you can order takeout this week, or whether you can finally pull the trigger on those shoes sitting in your cart since last Tuesday. Most people treat their paycheck like a surprise birthday gift. They get excited, they blow a huge chunk on random stuff they don't need, and then they spend the next 2 weeks eating cereal for dinner and obsessively checking their balance. They are financial sleepwalkers, stumbling through life, wondering why there's never anything left at the end of the month. But what if those same 15 seconds could be the bridge between staying broke forever and building real, generational wealth? Here's the truth. Your paycheck isn't just money you earned. It is your future financial freedom chopped up into monthly installments. Every single dollar is a tiny building block. It either builds your castle or it disappears into the black hole of mindless spending. Building wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about the system you use to manage what you have. Think about this. A person earning $50,000 a year who follows a strict system and saves 10% will end up in a far better position than someone making $100,000 who spends every penny. The first person retires comfortably. The second person is still working at 80 because they never learned how to handle their tools. Today, I'm going to give you a routine, a 3-filter system. This system is designed to put you on a path that leads ahead of 90% of people. This isn't about budgeting in the boring sense. It's about intentional allocation. We are going to flip the traditional process on its head. Instead of paying everyone else first and hoping for leftovers, we are going to build a machine that works as hard as you do. Before we move a single cent, we apply the 24-hour vacuum. Most people get paid and immediately start clicking buy on things they've been eyeing all week. You are going to do the opposite. For the first 24 hours after your paycheck arrives, you spend nothing. This breaks the emotional link between getting money and losing money. During this 24-hour window, you aren't just waiting, you are auditing. You need to know exactly where your money is going. Not a vague idea, but a precise map of every single dollar. The first step of our routine is identifying your necessities. These are the non-negotiables. Housing, your rent or mortgage. Food, groceries that keep you alive, not expensive steak dinners. Essential utilities, electricity, water, and heat. Basic transportation, the cost to get to work. Healthcare, insurance, and necessary medicine. Everything else is a want. Your premium cable, the gym membership you haven't used since January, and those 17 different streaming services, those are not requirements for survival. Here is the meat of the math. If you are spending more than 60% of your take-home pay on these necessities, you are in the danger zone. You are either living in a place that is too expensive for your current income, or you are lying to yourself by calling luxuries necessities just to feel better about your spending. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine you take home $4,750 a month after taxes. If your rent is $1,800, your car is $400, and food is $500, your total essentials are $2,700. That is 57% of your income. This is the safe zone. It means you have 43% of your money left to actually build a life. Most people mess this up because they inflate their lifestyle. The daily coffee shop visits become fuel for productivity, and the $700 car payment becomes essential transport. You have to be brutally honest. Once you know your true necessity percentage, you stop surviving paycheck to paycheck and start building wealth. This is where the magic happens. Once you've identified your survival baseline, We move to the stage that separates the winners from the dreamers. This is about protecting your reputation and building a wall around your life so that bad luck can't ruin you. Before you spend a single dollar on a movie ticket or a new shirt, you must look at your debt. This isn't about paying off everything instantly. We'll get to the attack phase later. This is about defense. Your credit score is your financial reputation. In our world, that reputation determines the interest you pay on a house, the loan for your car, and even whether a landlord will let you rent an apartment. Here is a reality check that most people miss. The credit system is unforgiving. Think about school. If you got a 97% on a test, you were a genius. You got an A+. But in the world of credit, if you make 97% of your payments on time, you aren't an A+ student, you are a high-risk borrower. One or two missed payments can tank your score and cost you tens of thousands of dollars in higher interest rates over your lifetime. The routine. The moment you get paid, you ensure every single minimum payment is covered, no exceptions. This is the foundation that everything else is built on. Now let's talk about the financial bunker, also known as your emergency fund. Most people find this topic as exciting as watching paint dry. But listen closely. This is the most important part of your strategy. Life loves throwing curveballs. Your car's transmission dies the day before a big meeting. Your laptop screen shatters when a project is due. Your dog decides that eating something expensive is a great plan for a Tuesday afternoon. Without a bunker, these emergencies go straight onto a credit card with 25% interest, and you're back in the trap. The goal. You need 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved in an account you can reach instantly. Let's use our previous example. If your necessities cost $2,700 a month, your bunker needs to hold between $8,100 and $16,200. I know that sounds like a mountain of cash, but you don't climb a mountain in one jump. You save it bit by bit, paycheck by paycheck. Here's where people mess up. They try to make their emergency fund work for them. They invest it in the stock market or buy crypto with it, hoping it grows. Don't do that. If the market crashes the same day you lose your job, your bunker just collapsed when you needed it most. Your emergency fund should be boring. Put it in a high-yield savings account that is government-insured. It's not there to make you rich. It's there to keep you stable. When you have 6 months of cash sitting there, you sleep differently. You walk into your boss's office with more confidence because you aren't one paycheck away from being homeless. You stop making decisions based on fear and start making them based on your future. Once this bunker is built, you have officially graduated from survival mode and entered wealth-building mode. This is where we stop playing defense and start playing offense. Now that your bunker is built and your shield is up, it is time to stop playing small. This is where you graduate from financial survival mode to wealth-building mode. This is the stage where you start investing for your future self, letting the magic of compound interest do the heavy lifting while you sleep. The very first gear in your wealth engine is something most people leave on the table because they don't understand the math. If your employer offers a retirement plan with a match, that is your absolute first priority. Think about it this way. If your boss walked up to you and offered to double your money instantly just for putting it in a different account, you'd think they'd lost their mind. But that is exactly what a match is. The example. Let's say you make $60,000 a year and your company matches 3%. If you contribute $1,800, your employer adds another $1,800. It's mathematically equivalent to a 100% return on your money instantly. A lot of people think, I'm young, I'll start investing when I make more money. This is the most expensive mistake you will ever make. In the world of wealth, time is more valuable than money. Look at the math. Person A starts investing $300 a month at age 25. By age 65, with an 8% return, they have roughly $1 million. Person B waits until they are 35 to start. They invest the same $300 a month at the same 8% return. By age 65, they only have $400,000. That 10-year delay didn't just cost them 10 years of savings, it cost them $600,000 in lost growth. Every month you wait is literally money you are throwing into a fire. Don't overthink your investments. Most people spend months analyzing stocks and reading charts like they're trying to solve world hunger. The reality? You don't need to be a genius. For almost everyone, a simple, diversified index fund that tracks the entire stock market is enough. You don't need to time the market or outsmart professional investors. You just need to be consistent and let time do the work. Once your free money match is set up, you need to destroy any debt that isn't your mortgage. Debt is a heavy weight on your wealth engine. There are two ways to kill it. 1. The avalanche method. You pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. This is mathematically the smartest move because it saves you the most money in the long run. 2. The snowball method. You pay off your smallest balance first, regardless of the interest rate. I personally recommend the snowball method. Why? Because personal finance is 10% math and 90% psychology. When you see a small debt disappear completely, it gives you a win. It gives you momentum. That feeling of victory is what keeps you going when things get tough. Pick a method and stick to it. Don't switch halfway through. If you have extra room, consider a Roth account. Think of this like planting a fruit tree. You pay a small tax on the seed, your contribution today, but you never have to pay a single penny in taxes on the fruit, the growth, for the rest of your life. You keep 100% of what your money earns. Wealthy people don't just focus on making money. They focus on keeping it by minimizing what they pay to the government over time, letting the magic of compound interest do the heavy lifting while you sleep. Everything we have talked about, the survival baseline, the bunker, the wealth engine, is useless if you don't actually do it. And here's the hard truth. You probably won't do it consistently if you have to decide to do it every month. The biggest enemy of your wealth isn't the economy or your boss. It's your own brain. Willpower is like a muscle that gets tired throughout the day. On a Monday morning, you might feel highly motivated to save every penny. But by Thursday evening, after a stressful day at work, that motivation has completely evaporated. You will look at your bank account and think, I'll just move the money to savings next week when I have more energy. Spoiler alert. Next week, you will have even less energy. This is why automation is absolutely critical. When your money moves automatically, you remove human emotion and laziness from the equation entirely. Your money gets allocated to the right places whether you are having a great day or a terrible one. The routine. Let your paycheck sit in your checking account for exactly 1 day to make sure everything clears properly. On the second day, automatic transfers must happen like clockwork. A predetermined amount moves from your checking account to your savings, the bunker. Another amount moves to your investment accounts, the wealth engine. The goal is to make your savings feel like a bill you have to pay. You don't choose to pay your rent. You just do it. Treat your future self with the same respect. Most people set up automation and then forget about it forever. That's a mistake. You are the pilot of this plane, and you need to update your flight plan whenever your life changes. If you get a raise at work, don't just spend the extra money. Increase your savings rate immediately. Once you pay off a debt, don't let that monthly payment vanish into fun money. Redirect it toward your investments. This routine isn't rocket science, but it works because 90% of people never follow a system. They treat their income like monopoly money found in the couch cushions. If you start treating your money like the powerful wealth-building tool it actually is, and you stick to this plan for just 5 years, you will be laughing at how simple it was while everyone else is still wondering where their money went. Your future financial freedom isn't a dream. It's a series of small, automated decisions. Start today. Which of these steps are you starting this payday? Let's hold each other accountable in the comments. Subscribe if you're committed to hitting your financial goals in 2026.